Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Pat's Travel Pass. We're doing a tier list of every card that we've opened in the last year. We've used these cards to go on tons of free travel. We're going to talk about the best perks, which ones to keep, which ones to not open, and maybe which ones fall in the middle of the pack. Come join us. It's going to be a good one. Starting off strong with the American Airlines Advantage card. This is a $99 fee annually, and it comes with a 75,000 mile sign-up bonus after 3,500 spend in 4 months. Pretty standard welcome bonus, and American Airlines miles are so valuable. Some top perks are checked bags as well as priority boarding. Now, where would this card fall? We have to kind of get ourselves into a starting point, so I like a nice B tier to help set the tone. Now, to explain the tiers, S would be your keeper card. You're going to get outsized value every year using it, all the way down to D, where maybe you can get the sign-up bonus, but it's not even that strong, and the annual fee makes it not a keeper card. Next, we have the United Mileage Plus Business, and if you've been on this channel a while, you know we love to use United Miles. Unfortunately, they've been downgrading them in recent years, so you really want to use them as soon as you can. $99 annual fee starting in the second year, and right now, 100,000 miles after 5,000 spend. This is an awesome deal that could get you business class one way on a Star Alliance partner or a bunch of domestic routes. I actually would consider signing up for this. I think we got maybe 70,000 when we signed up, so this is a killer deal, which is why I'm putting it in A tier. We also canceled this year after 1 year exactly because we didn't want to pay the annual fee, as we did not see the value from year to year. Next up is the Venture One, a no annual fee card with 20,000 bonus points after 500 spend in 3 months. You get 1.25 on everything, which is not the best, and the sign-up bonus is pretty weak. I would recommend just downgrading to this card. If you have a annual fee card with Capital One, you can actually transfer over to this so you can keep your miles and not pay an annual fee anymore. So this one is actually going to go in D tier, just because I don't recommend actually opening it up. It's just kind of a transfer card, so then you can save some money year to year. Now, Hyatt has a $95 annual fee and a welcome bonus of 30,000 after 3,000 spend in 3 months. There are some additional spending avenues you can go to get more points. This card does come with an annual free night, which is a nice to have if you actually plan on using a Hyatt stay from a category 1 to 4. It doesn't really fit our needs, and so for that reason, we wouldn't really get the value of having this card year to year. D tier. All right, enter the heavy hitter, the Sapphire Preferred. This has an annual fee of $95 and a welcome bonus of 60,000, although I've heard some murmurs of a higher welcome bonus coming up. So if you do not have this card and have not received the sign-up bonus in the last 4 years, you would be eligible. This has a travel credit along with 3x on dining and grocery, as well as free Dash Pass subscription. We find it very easy to get value out of this every single year. This is our first S tier. Now, similar to the Sapphire Preferred, this has an annual fee just under 100, but this has 90,000 points after a little bit more spend, 8,000 in 3 months. This is a business card, so you must qualify for that. But this card gives you access to the transfer partners with Chase. Some of the other Ink cards actually are cashback instead of points, and you have to have access to the Chase portal in order to utilize this. For this reason, this is similar to the Sapphire in terms of having access to the portal, and so if you don't have a Sapphire, this is how you could actually still transfer to partners to get outsized value. This is an S tier. Another United Business card, same annual fee and similar welcome bonus. We actually opened them for 2 separate businesses, and so I think the actual card itself looks different, but the features are identical. Therefore, this is going to be going back in A tier as well. This is another Ink card from the Chase family, the Business Unlimited. Notice how this one has no annual fee, yet you get $750 after 6K spend. That $750 can actually be 75,000 ultimate rewards points if you have access to the portal. So this is a great card for refueling up your Chase points, and this is absolutely an A tier because of that. So far, we've been pretty heavy Chase, now pivoting to American Express. $150 annual fee on the personal green card, light welcome bonus of 40,000. However, we found that the actual spend is pretty aggressive with 3x of restaurants, transit, and travel. You also get clear credit, and you're part of the Amex ecosystem, which I would argue is the best points and miles system out there. For that reason, this is going to be a B tier because you do get into the ecosystem with a decent bit of points. However, the annual fee does make it hard to actually get value out of this year over year. The Citi Strata Premier, our newest card to the family, $95 annual fee and 75,000 Chase thank you points after 4,000 spend, almost identical to some of the other mainstays. Citi does have some good transfer partners, so this card is not too bad to use, but you do get 3x on air travel, hotel, gas, supermarkets. This is a pretty strong card, so we're going to put it in A tier. The Freedom Unlimited gives you $200 after $500 spend and does not have an annual fee. We actually downgraded one of our 2 Sadfire Preferreds to this card as we didn't see a value in having 2. I wouldn't open this up by itself. I would either pair it with a card that gives you Chase Ultimate Rewards points, because then you can tap into the spending categories here. For that reason, we're going in C tier for a standalone card. IHG is a hotel card, which had some awesome sign-up bonus recently. 170,000 points after 4K spend in 3 months. This can get you multiple nights at a decent hotel. $99 annual fee, but you also get a free night every year. Global entry credit and 4th night free. This is a pretty strong card given this welcome bonus, but if it was less, it would not be as competitive. C tier. Alaska is the up-and-coming points and miles program you want to be a part of. The amount of partners they have at the price that they have is phenomenal. Plus, with the acquiring of Hawaiian, they will actually start rolling out cross-ocean flights, which I'm pretty excited for. 70,000 points, $95 annual fee with options to get companion pass based on spend. You also get priority boarding and free checked bags. This is a pretty strong keeper card. Similar to the United cards, you basically get silver status for United, which would be, I think, Ruby status on OneWorld, with those free perks. A tier. Now with Chase Ultimate Rewards points, I utilize Aeroplan quite a bit, so I snagged their personal card, which gave me 60,000 points after 3K spend on a $95 annual fee. You did get 25K status, which gave you lounge passes or upgrade credits. Not too bad. Didn't really find a use for them, but I don't find the year-over-year use, so actually I just canceled this card to avoid the annual fee. For getting all those points and perks, we're going to put it at B tier. Our final of the 3 ink cards, again, 0 annual fee, but a similar 75,000 points or $750 after 6K spend. I would definitely recommend pairing this one with a personal Chase Sadfire card or the ink that has the annual fee. This is a strong card if you pair it with that, and I would definitely put this at A tier as long as you can get the ultimate rewards points. Now the Southwest personal card, this is their lowest tier card at $69. Right now they're doing a promotional companion pass with 30,000 points. That's awesome. However, we actually opened up a personal and a business to get that companion pass for up to 2 years, and this was before they rolled out all the recent announcements. So I'm rating it as the card is utilized today, which is a little bit stronger than probably what it will be in the future. We're putting it at C tier. Next up, the Southwest Business Card, $199 annual fee, $80,000 after 5K spend. You get a ton of perks though: anniversary points, upgraded boardings, Wi-Fi credits, global entry. This is quite a bit of value if you are flying Southwest aircraft. Unsure how this looks with their new changes of assigned seating and premium seating, no free checked bags, etc. This does get a little bit higher of a value, B tier, because of all the year-over-year value. The Hilton card provided by American Express. This has no annual fee and right now has a killer deal. 70,000 points, which could be up to 2 nights, but likely just one at a nice place, and a free night certificate after only 2,000 spend in 6 months. You get silver status along with 5x on restaurants, gas, and supermarkets. This is actually a pretty good card. However, it is a personal card, so it would go against your 524. I don't know if it's really worth a slot like that. C tier. The Capital One Venture X, the big finale. Very premium card here at $395 a year, 75,000 points after 4K spend. A little light, to be honest. I wish this was a little bit higher. However, the perks, $300 annual travel credit in the portal, 10,000 anniversary miles, just right there. That should get you annual value of actually taking care of that annual fee. You also get Priority Pass, which we still use to this day, as well as Hertz President Circle if you're big into rental cars. Because you can get annual value plus lounges, which is very easy to find internationally, I'd say, this is an absolute S tier up there with the best of them. And here we have it, all 17 cards. This is where we ended up, 3 in S all the way down to 2 in D. I'd say the biggest surprises for me are that the hotel cards tend to be towards the bottom and the airline cards tend to be towards the top. I think it's just because the airline cards generally give you similar perks to baseline status, which is kind of nice to have, versus the hotels. It's like, what kind of status do you need? Like, what kind of perks are those baseline cards getting you besides a free night? The typical heavy hitters ended up at the top like we expected with the Sapphire Preferred and the Venture X. And anything with a high annual fee that doesn't give you return value is going to go at the bottom. But thanks for watching, everyone. Hopefully this was informative, showed you a little bit into how you can go about card strategy. We're going to be releasing more videos on how to actually approach what card you should get. And we got some awesome business class seat reviews coming up in the next month. So keep an eye out for that, and thanks for all the support. We'll see you next time.